It was very Trump-like, wasn't it? I could have written that for him, that script. It's exactly what he would say. You know, we're on the brink of World War III. I'm the only candidate that can settle this. However, you are sometimes forgiven for thinking it does look a bit that way. It's a dangerous old place out there right now. When I was at school, Philip, I was told, I remember by the teachers, you're the first generation that's never experienced a war going on anywhere because it had all been, World War II was over, Ireland was, coming to, Northern Ireland was coming to the fruitful part of talks, etc. But now we sit here, we've got all manner of shenanigans going on. Trump could be onto something even if he doesn't realise it.
Yeah, with my military career and beyond, I've been involved in sort of the military warfare, geopolitics for about 40 years. And I've never, until this year, seen a clear path to another global conflict. And in fact, I can see 2 or 3 variations of paths to a global conflict. So we're living in very worrying times. We're a long way off it yet, but there are paths there. And I think that's what Donald Trump was referring to in his usual rhetoric.
In terms of whether he's the man that can solve it, I mean, I've thought a lot about this, the idea of him becoming president again. And I don't know, what does he take a trip to Moscow maybe? Does he front it out literally face to face with Putin? Does he offer something up that is to Russia's liking? I've no idea what on earth that could be, bearing in mind a lot of this is about the vanity of some of these leaders. But I mean, is it possible? Can you imagine a Trump leadership, Philip, leading to a more peaceful world solely because of Donald Trump?
I can imagine him trying, but it's not his call. Any solution that there's going to be between Russia and Ukraine is President Zelensky in Ukraine. He will decide on the Ukrainian people, and Vladimir Putin will decide what's acceptable to him from the Russian perspective. In the Middle East, we heard the Israeli Prime Minister there talking about who's going to win. If he doesn't destroy Hamas, which he's promised to do, then Hamas will come back in a few years' time in another guise, and it will open the floodgates for other Iranian-backed organizations to continue to attack Israel and Western interests. So we're at difficult times. The rhetoric from Donald Trump is aimed at his domestic audience. It's not aimed at the international community, I don't think.
True. And just on that point of Israel, again, something that we discuss an awful lot, and I think we all come to the same conclusion, or we all come to the same question, I should say, is how on earth does this end? Because it's the air bubble effect. You can obliterate Hamas there, but it will pop up somewhere else. Israel, and certainly the Netanyahu approach, I know it's not everybody's flavour of how this should work out, but his is, we ain't going to stop, we're not going to lose this. What is the answer?
Well, that's the $6 trillion question, I think. I think at some stage, Benjamin Netanyahu will turn around and say that the Israeli forces have achieved what he wanted to do in destroying Hamas, and that's Hamas as they are at the moment. That doesn't mean that they've gone away completely, but it will mean that they're in a period of where they can control anything that comes after Hamas in that area. And that's the time to then you get the negotiations going and restarted to do things like a two-state solution. Now, he's ruled that out at the moment, but again, he's playing a domestic political game as he is a foreign political game in what he's doing. So it's balancing it all off. And I think when it comes to that wider solution, pressure will be put on him, and I can see him changing his mind at some stage in the future, or the next Israeli government, because he's not overly popular in Israel.
Indeed, yes, and that I think will be perhaps the beginning of a change of approach.